Hey, what is up, guys? This is Shadow's Fate, and welcome to the gamer discussion, or game discussion. We're basically going to be talking about Black Ops 3 and Treyarch Activision, Activision is the main company, correct, guys?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah.
It's Infinity Ward I'm talking about. Treyarch and Infinity Ward. So, I'm going to throw the question over to Joey. What do you think Black Ops 3 is going to have for the player, and what do you think is going to be different from Advanced Warfare, Ghost, and Call of Duty 2?
Call of Duty Black Ops 2, you mean?
Decent zombie campaign, and probably a more understanding storyline that hasn't been looped around in a cliche fashion.
Or how about non-linear gameplay, better AI, or better optimization for the PC port? Because I don't need to get into why.
I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Black Ops, well, not Black Ops, I'm sorry.
Oh, and of course, possible weapon customization for your starting loadout for every mission in the main campaign.
Agree. But let me just go ahead and say, somebody asked me earlier on, like, what do I think of Black Ops storyline, or, you know, Modern Warfare storyline? Well, let me just go ahead and explain this to you very clearly and very affirmative. What storyline are you guys talking about? Because when I played Black Ops, or not Black Ops, when I played Modern Warfare 3, apparently Russia had, you know, invaded because they were basically infiltrated by a red cell, I guess you could say. I think it had something to do with Al-Qaeda. I haven't played the game in such a long time.
Ultranationalists, Al-Qaeda's entirely different.
Well, Makarov, yeah, Makarov, the ultranationalist. But anyways,
Makarov is not Al-Qaeda.
whatever. Anyways,
They're more likely to be Chechens anyways.
in the game, basically, at the end of the game, you shoot General Shepard, and that symbolizes an end.
Black Ops 2. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
Modern
Black
Warfare
Ops
2.
2.
Modern
No,
Warfare 2.
That's Modern Warfare 3, isn't it?
No, that's 2. Modern Warfare 3, you shoot Makarov.
Oh, Makarov.
The fact that we just got confused on one of the biggest cliches throughout the Call of Duty series in general.
Why are we talking about Call of Duty again?
Well, let me just explain.
Black Ops 3.
Let me just explain it.
Oh, yeah.
So, you shoot Makarov, not Shepard, but when you shoot Makarov, apparently all that has happened suddenly dissipates. Russia has basically,
Wait. To be more exact, you don't shoot Makarov, you miss the shot on Makarov first, and then later on in a somehow awkwardly placed convenient brawl, he somehow gets hanged.
Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, I remember completely.
Because there's like a nearby convenient makeshift noose.
I remember now. That was, good job. Good job, Activision, I mean, Infinity Ward. Good job.
Yeah, well, actually, you don't get him until after the war, too, so...
Well, the thing is, Russia has basically, almost completely eviscerated all of Europe. They've invaded Germany, they basically...
Bullshit, 'cause that wouldn't happen. They don't have the near strength of the Cold Wars.
Well,
Not
still...
to mention, Makarov was almost as godlike as Will Smith in any movie.
Well, still, they gave England anthrax, basically, and like I said, they eviscerated half of the frickin' European Union.
Still...
And apparently, even after they invaded the United States in Modern Warfare 2, and then this same thing happens in Modern Warfare 3, that doesn't make any sense. The storyline is not really much of a storyline at all.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, Russia doesn't have the fucking capabilities of the Cold War era. They don't.
Well, here's my beef with the actual idea. How the fuck do you go normal from eviscerating half the world's population to signing a peace treaty after you basically kill this ultra-nationalist terrorist leader? Like, how do you...
You kill the terrorist leader after the war ends, so...
Right, but everything's not hunky-dory. I mean...
Well, no shit, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. The storyline doesn't have a storyline. It's a fucking made-up storyline that... Yeah, and
Kind of ripped off Red Storm Rising, but I'm not gonna get into that. World of Conflict did that so much better.
Anyways, the next topic is the Dragon Ball series, and it's been over 20 years, basically, since Dragon Ball actually came out. It's been 15 years since the Dragon Ball Z series ended, pretty much, and the Dub series kind of started in the year 2000. I think it expanded to 2005 or 2006, I believe, is when the dub actually ended. But recently, Akira Toriyama has basically made a series of new Dragon Ball movies. One was Battle of the Gods. The next one was Resurrection of F, or Revival of F, if you want to call it that, where basically Frieza comes back to life with the help of the Dragon Balls. Frieza's henchmen are still around, and basically they help resurrect their old lord and savior, Frieza. I don't know. But yeah, regarding this whole the new Dragon Ball transformations, obviously Vegeta and Goku have gone Super Saiyan God mode, where they no longer have their regular Super Saiyan blue, yellow hair, or basically any transformations with Super Saiyan anymore. They basically go into these God modes where it's a single mode of a blue aura, and basically it's rumor was that it was double the strength of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for each one of them. But the new Super Saiyans, the new Dragon Ball Super series, it's basically going to feature both movies, but it's going to have an expanded episodic series, sort of, where it's going to take like around 5 episodes to actually give Goku the red Super Saiyan God hair, which I believe is the first version of Super Saiyan God. And then there's rumors that there's going to be different versions of Super Saiyan God, such as like red version, green version. It's really weird. I guess Akira Toriyama loves the colors of the rainbow so much. But yeah, what do you guys think of the whole idea? Like, do you think are you guys interested in seeing more Dragon Ball stuff coming out soon, or not really?
The Dragon Balls were a Deus Ex Machina we could actually live with. But seriously, ever since GT, the Deus Ex Machina was so fucking strong. Why won't Baby die like this? How does Goku and the villains get so fucking lucky? It's like, I have a last resort. No, I have a last resort. No, I have a last resort. No, I have a last resort. It's basically comparing who has a bigger dick, even when they die.
Well, if you consider that the GT series was not canon, it's kind of funny look.
And they did compare dick size when they both died, because Goku even got trapped in the underworld, where he was comparing dick once again with Frieza and Cell once again.
I remember that. That was hilarious. But the GT series is not canon at all. But one of the funny parts of GT for me was when Vegeta was like, "Where the hell is that woman at?" And Bulma had to get like a super laser to give Vegeta his Super Saiyan 4 powers, which was just hilarious because, you know, Goku earned his Super Saiyan 4 powers, but Vegeta had to cheat. But
Vegeta's a hacker.
No. She is a hacker.
Yeah, she's gonna get banned by the admin soon, I guarantee.
What the fuck?
Seriously, have you watched the sequences of how people got their upgrades from one Saiyan to the next level Saiyan? And well, Goten's first Super Saiyan was just stupid.
Goten was always a smartass in the series.
Yeah, but the fuck that he got his super...
The fuck?
the fuck that he got his Super Saiyan form from his mom kicking him in the face.
Hey, it's possible. I mean... But this is the interesting thing I found out was I actually watched the Dragon Ball movie Resurrection of F, and something that really popped out to me was the fact that in one scene of the actual movie, Gohan transformed into Super Saiyan again. And I've never seen that happen before because I thought Gohan lost his ability to transform into Super Saiyan because he went to his unleashed form, or his ultimate form, which was like a white aura. But apparently that's not true. Akira Toriyama has basically made it to where we could possibly see Gohan becoming, well, there was everybody already knows that Gohan, if he had trained like his father, would be the most powerful Super Saiyan in the world. There's no doubt in anybody's mind. But his mom basically, told him, education is more important, and well, I mean, education's important, Mom, but when you've got powers that could basically destroy a planet, that's kind of more important. What do you think, guys?
I think I should probably play a certain audio clip, improperly, by the way, that just seems to have a way of popping up. Because my sister just shared this audio clip with me.
I wouldn't do it if I were you. Anyways.
Why? What's the worst that can happen?
Copyright.
No.
Really?
Just listen. It's just 30 seconds. 40 seconds.
Okay, go ahead and play it then.
Okay.
They copyright that shit. They have small sticks.
You are talking about Funimation. I can barely hear anything. Okay, well, I could barely hear anything like that, but, yeah.
So, you got all that?
Not any of it, but yeah,
Wait, you didn't get any of it?
not really.
We can hardly hear you. How exactly can we hear that?
Anyways, let's talk about, let's go ahead and skip the Dragon Ball series, and let's go to the new horror game coming out soon by the developers of Amnesia and the original developers of Silent Hill, besides Konami. A new survival horror game called SOMA. And I am going to promote this game because it is being made by the company that well, basically we're trying to, paying homage to. We're actually in the process of making a horror game ourselves, so we kind of want to promote these guys because they're the ones who gave us the idea in the first place. So the game is called SOMA, and looking at it from the perspective, it kind of looks like a Dead Space clone, sort of. I will leave you guys the link in the description below where to find this game. It is I believe it's CryEngine if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, and the other news, Battlefront and Disney. Okay, so who wants to get started here?
Well, they finally re-added space battles, or said they would.
They're not space battles. It's air battles, but it's not space. It's just basically like higher altitudes.
We're talking about Star Wars Battlefront, correct?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, so everything I've learned so far about the Star Wars Battlefront series is that it's going to be perhaps the most epically created Star Wars game since Rogue Squadron for the GameCube, which I used to play a lot. Yes, there's been...
It's never going to be as epic as Battlefront 2, just saying.
Possibly. Let's wait till it comes out and say our judgments for them. But the idea behind it, the concept behind it, is that they're going to bring everything that they have of Star Wars and just completely revamp it. So it's almost like doing a remake of a movie. A very bad movie, but honestly, I'm waiting to see, because all the original games that you could put for the Xbox that were Star Wars, in my opinion, were terrible. I hated playing them, I hated looking at them. So I'm incredibly excited to see what is going to be introduced when the actual game comes out, other than what they've introduced with beta footage and such.
I think my biggest fear currently is that Electronic Arts, they've had full complete custody of Battlefront for the past few games. Basically, Pandemic Studios was the development team, but they were the basic apprentice of EA Electronic Arts, and I didn't know that until I did more research about it. So we should be more worried about Electronic Arts kind of screwing this game up. What I'm worried about is what DICE is going to do, because DICE is basically focused more on the multiplayer aspect, and that's great, that's awesome. Multiplayer is good to have, But don't forget single player, because that's what actually made Battlefront, you know, what it is. The single player skirmish modes, the campaign. But again, they've already confirmed that it's not going to have this.
You already forgot the one thing that's very annoying about the console games that's sort of like certain, for pre-used. The online multiplayer is an actual DLC. And they've been doing this since Battlefield 3.
Yeah, that
Oh, you
that has
mean, like,
happened.
oh yeah, that. Yeah.
If you buy a pre-used game, you cannot use the
Yeah.
code. If you buy a new game and the code is bad, you cannot play online either.
Have there been cases of new games having bad codes?
Yeah.
Because I've never heard of that.
Portal 2 with the free Steam code version actually had the worst of it.
That works perfectly fine for me personally, but I didn't know anyone else had problems with that.
About half the purchases actually had faulty codes.
But yeah, there was also rumors that Disney is considering making a reboot, or not a reboot, but more or less a expansion idea with Jedi Academy. If you guys know what that is, it is the Star Wars game that was made in 2004, I believe, or 2005. And basically, it is the only Star Wars game in the world that allows you to feel the full fury and fuel, and I mean fuel, the fuel.
The full atmosphere.
The full.
of Star
God.
Wars.
Sorry, that's the full atmosphere of Star Wars and lightsaber combat. Basically, yes.
That was actually a really fun game. I think that's how like we met. Basically, was over that, not over that game, but that's how like the first thing we played together.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Anyways, I believe that if Disney would decide to make that game, it wouldn't be a bad idea, because Disney does have the fans' best interest at heart. I mean, they've kind of, people were scared about Star Wars Rebels, but Star Wars Rebels actually does tell the story of what happened to Ahsoka Tano after the Clone Wars series kind of ended abruptly, for that matter.
Which also reminds me, there's rumors now that Obi-Wan Kenobi will be making an appearance in the actual Rebels show.
That's possible. The actual actor who played Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars, or the original one from...
Well,
The
I mean just
original one,
like
I'm pretty sure,
Obi-Wan in general. Erwin McGowan, I can't think of his name right now. The guy-
McGregor.
Which
McGregor, thank you.
Obi-Wan?
McGregor would be voicing him, I'm pretty sure, either that or the guy that voiced him in the Clone Wars. But either way, there are rumors that Obi-Wan's character will be making an actual appearance, not in like a holocron or a message mode, but just an actual living character.
Decent.
Should be an interesting idea if that actually does happen.
Which, here's my concern. Now we come to the question, since Ahsoka has been introduced into the Rebels, we know that almost pretty much every Jedi that Vader came in contact with between Episode 3 and such was killed pretty much by Darth Vader. So is it gonna kill, or is he gonna end up killing Ahsoka or not? That's a question that a lot of people are asking now.
I understand what you mean. It's kind of like an old rivalry, sort of, or an old well, kind of what Obi-Wan did to Anakin, kind of. But yeah, what do you guys think of Disney holding the new Star Wars franchise? Do you think the games are going to be good or bad?
Disney's got a really good game division. I have faith in them.
I'm
But-
too skeptical.
What are you skeptical about?
Just EA in general, I have a hard time trusting them, let alone most people. So maybe that's just me.
Trust me, it's not just you. We can just talk about Konami all day if you wanted to, with Silent Hill.
No.
We'd be here all day if you want to talk about Konami.
Just like Black Ops story-written ideas.
Right. Anyways, the final topic for today is Unity asset and asset flips, and this basically comes from Jim Sterling's channel. I kind of noticed it as well, being friends with Steam moderators and basically helping out the moderators for removing these crappy games, mostly the scam games that are on Steam Greenlight. But then again, you've got games like Digital Homicide's little charade of producing quality content and basically putting direct asset flips into games and calling it a video game that they produced. And Joey, I'm gonna take it to you because I think you might have more to share than anybody else right now.
It's a real video game.
I mean, there's sometimes big differences between Unreal and Unity, and that has existed for a long time. I mean, they're both game engines. One specifically made for Windows and one specifically made for all around. But, of course, there's always a couple of differences that matter. For example, Unity's capability to lower the settings that will require to play it, such as
Joey,
certain... Yeah?
we're talking about asset flips.
Ah. Okay, to be honest, I didn't even know that we were going to talk specifically about asset flips, and I haven't really studied up on asset flips because I try to make my own material.
Basically, asset flips are where you go to a Unity or an Unreal Engine's asset store, you purchase the content directly, and then, well, the content itself is not free. It's not free and it's not cheap. I can tell you that right now. Because I use Unreal Engine, I can tell you right now that the horror, they have a horror pack for Unreal Engine that's around, I think it's around $65, I believe.
That is explainable because you are paying for commissioned work. Someone has worked to the bone to create something of that caliber.
Exactly, but this is the problem though. This is what I find the problem is. You can directly put that into your own little project and call it your own game without any copyrighted to it. Because Unity is so loose about things.
So loose because they get a slice of the profit.
That's true, but still.
But
I mean,
if it comes to a very big standpoint, to the point to where it becomes a unanimous problem, it's going to give Unity a bad name, and people will respond to that if it makes an impact on them socially. So if their payments and their reviews are going down, they are going to try to fix the situation as much as they can already, even if it means slicing some of their own little profits. But that's probably just taking a bit too assuming, because we don't know if they are good or bad in that sense. We don't know what they're thinking, and sometimes the observers have no right or wrong to what they say. And this is one of the biggest factors to why it's very hard to take these kind of measurements onto the actual game store. Legally, they are able to make the game because they already paid to use the assets. They already have that license for the work. And if people agree to say, "Hey, we love to play that work," they will pay it. So it's an entire loophole altogether.
I understand.
And
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
as a scam, a lie, and it's okay. You had every right to make that comment at that point. And it's just very tedious to say it's a scam if they already have the rights to pay to the work because of the licensing agreement to sell that work. And that means the artist behind selling that asset back also agreed to selling it for profit because they are still making money. They're being scammed for nothing. They are getting a lot of money off of these scams because they're not really scams. There are just a bunch of people buying their work purposely. And in fact, this kind of completely bypasses a certain disclosure clause that we usually agree to only sign up for a certain project individually as a worker directly to that project. We are bound by our word and signature to use everything we have for that project. But having an asset store for our work removes that clause altogether. We still get paid for commissions of our art, and it sells. We still make money. So it's not really a scam. It's just a bunch of people making the same game out of the same asset packs. The point is, who's going to call the copyright first, developer-wise?
That is true. Mobius, what do you think?
Oh, the whole asset flip thing?
Yes.
I wouldn't know enough about it. I just know what I hear from Tim Sterling. So.
James Vincent, what do you think?
I am not the person to be asking this question on. This would be something I would have to do some research and such to understand exactly what has been done in the past, what could be done in the future, and what people have in mind now.
Scott, what do you think? Your opinion?
Of asset stealing?
Asset flipping, but yes.
Asset flipping. I honestly don't understand that market too much, but it's probably, as long as you get express consent from the original creator to use their content, I think it's fair game. If you're just straight up taking it, then without their consent, you're kind of a dick.
Well, you have to buy it anyways.
Well, if you have
Yeah,
to buy
Scott.
it, then that's their buying their consent, so...
Right.
Yep, Scott actually does make a strong point, so there's no way it can be called asset stealing. They agree to the terms of the asset store.
True, but you also can't really call it game development either. It's basically, I would say it's more like
It's basically what every
copycatting.
AAA company has been doing for a couple of years.
Mostly Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty
Or-
is very, very, very notorious for that.
But,
I think I did see a Half-Life 2 couch in Call of Duty once.
You know, I remembered something recently. You ever saw that Adult Swim short, Too Many Cooks?
I saw a spoof of it, but I never saw the original one.
Oh, well, if you see it, it's kind of basically what the Call of Duty, what has happened to Call of Duty. I just realized that. Yeah,
That's funny. Because it's kind of true.
yeah.
well, I thank you guys for your time and effort here today for this discussion, and to those in the chat, please leave your comments below. What do you think our discussion was? Like, what was the most important thing to you that we talked about? What do you think about the Battlefront series, the Dragon Ball series, the Black Ops 3 not series, but Black Ops 3 game coming out soon, and of course Infinity Ward and Treyarch's game in general. What do you guys think about all of that? The SOMA game, the Unity asset flips. Leave a comment below what your opinions are, and thank you all for watching this video. Again, I want to thank my special guests, Joey Ghost, James Vincent, Caesar the Czar, Mobius, Paul von Hindenburg, who didn't really talk much, and Scott.
You're welcome, I think.
Da 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 da!
Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video.